What is HIV? HIV is a disease that can be transferred through having sexual intercourse with condom. It can be passed through pregnancy, sharing used injecting equipment, and contaminated blood transfusions and organ transplant. HIV stands for Human Immunodeficiency Virus. It is a virus that can lead to the development of the disease, AIDS. HIV is a virus spread through certain body fluids that attacks the body's immune system. If untreated, reduces the number of T cells in the body. Now, what are T cells? T cells are what help your body fight diseases, which HIV can destroy so many of them that the body becomes very vulnerable. Over time, HIV can destroy so many of these cells the body can't fight off infections and disease. Among the countries across the world, Swaziland has the highest HIV/AIDS infection rates with a total of 27.73% of the population. Most of the infections in Swaziland are transmitted through low condom use, transactional sex, and sexual violence. Women are most affected by the epidemic, with more than 31% reporting an HIV-positive status, compared to 20% in men. According to the UNAIDS data 2017, there are already 3,900 people died of an AIDS-related illness, which has a devastating impact on Swaziland. Since the beginning of the epidemic, more than 70 million people have been infected with the HIV virus and about 35 million people have died of HIV. The United States of America provided funding to address the global issue of the HIV epidemic in 1986. In 1999, President Clinton announced the Leadership and Investment in Fighting an Epidemic initiative to address HIV in 14 African countries and in India. In 2002, President Bush announced the International Mother and Child HIV Prevention Initiative focused on 12 African and 2 Caribbean countries. Today, there are multiple federal departments, agencies, and programs that address the global epidemic. And the US government is the single largest donor to international HIV efforts in the world, including the largest donor to the Global Fund. China also steps up to the Global AIDS Challenge. Funding has more than quadrupled since 2003, and AIDS-related deaths have been reduced by 64%. The country no longer has major problems with the safety of blood transfusions. It has lifted travel restrictions for foreigners with HIV and AIDS and is the first country to develop a 5-year plan based on UNAIDS Getting to Zero strategy, which aims for 0 new HIV infections, 0 discrimination, and 0 AIDS-related deaths worldwide. Lastly, the Philippines has established Hiv Sti Prevention Program. It is to reduce the transmission of HIV and STI among the most at-risk population and general population, and mitigate its impact at the individual, family, and community level. There have been successes and promising developments. New global efforts have been mounted to address the epidemic, particularly in the last decade. Prevention has helped to reduce HIV prevalence rates in small but growing numbers of countries, and new HIV infections are believed to be on the decline. In addition, the number of resource-poor countries has dramatically increased in the past decade. According to the World Health Organization, 36.7 million people around the world are living with HIV/AIDS in 2016. Furthermore, over 19.5 million people were receiving antiretroviral treatment, which is a combination of multiple antiretroviral medicines used to prevent rapid multiplication of HIV cells in the body. As of December 2016, 53% of people infected by HIV are already receiving antiretroviral treatments. There are several international organizations that addresses the epidemic, like the UN and its program UNAIDS, and BChange, an international HIV awareness organization that organizes international forums that are based in New York, Singapore, and Philippines. Today, the world celebrates the World AIDS Day, which takes place on December 1 every year. It's an opportunity for people worldwide to unite in the fight against HIV. It was founded in 1988, and World AIDS Day was the first ever global health day. Liberalism has emphasized the collective cooperation between individuals, group states, and international organizations, which is said to act harmoniously to achieve or benefit from the same goal. At the same time, shedding light on the importance of human rights, justice, and economic development are also discussed. BChange founder Laurindo Garcia founded the organization back in 2011. He grew up in Australia and is the first Asian gay man living with HIV to address an international forum, a stage he shared with the likes of former US President Bill Clinton and Nobel Prize winner Dr. Françoise Pares-Sinisi, among other public health and human rights champions. I founded was BChange or BChange Group, which was founded in 2011, and we promote social change through technology. Misconceptions. There are many. The most common misconception is you die, which is not true because there are treatments now. And then you have the transmission of HIV through casual contact like hugging, shaking hands, and having close contact with people infected with HIV. You cannot live in one house with someone living with HIV, and you cannot live a long life if you're positive with HIV, which is very, very not true because you can get HIV through blood contact. The Philippines has one of the fastest growing number of people being infected with HIV, and most of them are young men who engage in sexual activity. Sadly, not everyone knows their condition because of the fact that we are not openly talking about our sex life and about contraception, which contributes to getting high risk of being infected with HIV and other STDs. Others do not have access to medical facilities because they live in a remote area, making it hard for them to be treated. We have a 5-year strategy that encapsulates all their work to secure that the well-being and health of young members of the LGBTQ plus community and other diverse groups are supported in everything that they do. Yes, we have partnered numerous organizations such as UNICEF and other local organizations to further reach people, raise awareness, and generate projects that will benefit people infected with HIV and also aid in their well being. Get tested. Do not be afraid. Having HIV does not mean you cannot live a very long and happy life. You just need to take proper medications, healthy lifestyle, be treated, and you can live a long and happy life.